Yeah, that's like the problem for me. I'm sorry if I seem a little bit tired. I was like laying in my bed, but this is like the perfect time for me to kind of like further explain why I don't believe in Christianity. Thank you for this comment. Now I get to make this video. So essentially, like, the Bible is seen as like the word of God, right? Men were writing things down and they were like divinely inspired by God, or at least like this is like my understanding of it. I would expect that like a piece of literature that was like divinely inspired by God wouldn't have like any flaws in it, right? It would be like perfect. It would explain everything that it needs to explain. There wouldn't be any contradictions. There wouldn't be any like problems, but there are errors. So that means maybe God wasn't all powerful and wasn't that good at inspiring men to write down his words. I mean, I just have a problem with the fact that like God knows that human beings make mistakes. They are very fallible creatures. Like, humans are not exactly like a species known for being perfect or not making mistakes, right? And yet, knowing that, and I mean, given that he knows future propositions, knowing that, there's going to be future confusion, arguments about slavery, like the one we're having on TikTok, because God decided that he wanted to use the word slave in the Bible rather than indentured servant. So he couldn't have like inspired his writers to write indentured servant and clear up all this confusion. God, knowing future propositions, knows that there's going to be a bunch of different denominations. He knows that the Catholics are going to do what they're going to do, which is going to cause the Protestant Reformation. He knows all the confusion that's going to happen in the world regarding the Bible and its many translations, and the people who are going to literally like die trying to translate the Bible, given to like people who are part of the church who didn't want them to translate the Bible. All of this trouble is going to happen being that humans are tasked with spreading the word of God, and Jesus still decides to put it in the hands of humans and let it all play out, having this knowledge. Given that there's flaws in the Bible, given that there's all this confusion about the Bible, I don't really see this being like some piece of work that was given to us by God. I see this just being the creation of man to explain phenomenon that maybe they just couldn't explain at the time. Also, there are plenty of events in the Bible that are like unverifiable, so I don't really know what you're talking about, like what historical events that are extremely important. We don't really have evidence to justify like a massive exodus from Egypt, splitting of the Red Sea, or Jesus coming down, raising Lazarus from the dead, all of his miracles. And there's just like plenty of events I could like list off, right, that happened in the Bible that are beyond the realm of like nature and physics. So the events are not believable or substantiable to me, right? And I agree with you, the Bible isn't inerrant. And this is the reason why I don't believe in Christianity, and these are things I need an answer to.